I watched 20 new fall 2023 anime to make this tier list, so let's get started. So right at first we have the Apothecary Diaries. Now this anime was released just recently as of making this video, and let me tell you this, the anime is super gorgeous. So let's have a look. The first 5 minutes of the first episode was very quick and on to the point, in which Mamo gets kidnapped and gets sold to the palace. We learn that she is an apothecary practitioner and get to see her first act when she hears Princess babies are sick. With the given information, she deduces the sickness just like how L deduces in Death Note. And Mamo might be the best girl this season. She's cold, she's funny, she's serious, she's a whole package. Overall, this is a decent anime with elements of medicine and mystery, and with one heck of a beautiful animation. It is worth a watch this season. I'm putting this in S tier anime for now. The next one, when I saw the title of this anime, I was very skeptical. Then I recalled the golden rule of anime: don't judge an anime by its first episode. And my god, I was wrong. After watching the first episode, I couldn't help myself but to watch the rest of the 2 episodes which were there when I started watching it. So let's just have a look. This anime title made me not to watch the anime, but I was wrong in judging it too quickly. The first episode was like, meh, what the fuck is this? Why am I watching this? And just like that, I saw 3 episodes in one go. The premise of the show is simple. We have a guy who gets transported into another world, but this time has a pig. There is a girl named Jess who can apparently hear the thoughts of the pig. Jess belongs to a race called Yatma, and she is a slave in a wealthy family. We have a system in this world: when the people of the race Yatma turn 16, they are killed until they reach the royal capital. The story narration is amazing. The pig monologue is right on time and is hilarious. You know something? Reborn has this weird thing, plus slightly horny MC is equal to a gold rated anime. Oh, one more thing. I saw a pig doing breakdance and I don't know how to react to that. Okay, I'm putting this in B tier. I initially thought I will put it in C tier, but for me, it was not bad. Okay, it was not trash, it was not cringe, maybe a little bit cringe, but no, it will go into the C tier maybe by the end of this season, depending on how the stories will go. But based on the first 3 episodes at least, that is B tier content. At least it is way damn good than the anime which released last season, which was vending machine kind of anime. I don't recall the name, I'll put it up on here somewhere, but yeah, it is better than that. So let's get on with the next one. Next one is Undead, Unluck. Okay, where do I even start with this one? I can only say I freaking love it. Let's just have a look at it. The story follows a girl named Fuka who, after reading her favorite manga, decides to die, only to be saved by a guy named Andy. But Andy has a power of undead, meaning he can't die, whereas Fuka has a power of unluck, which means whoever she touches will die. Within the first few episodes, it lays out the things to look forward for. At no point my attention was dropped. With every new information, I became more and more curious as to where the story will go. Overall, an anime which everyone should watch for sure. I'm going to put Undead, Unluck in S tier. There is no higher tier than that. That's the maximum I can put, so that's the one that Undead, Unluck is going to go in. Now let's start with the next anime, which is, I'm giving the Disgraced Noble Lady a crash course in naughtiness. I don't know half of what that title means. The question is why. Well, one thing I can say after watching the first 3 episodes is that don't watch it, and let's just have a look, you will understand why. This anime didn't interest me that much. It felt like an anime which you can leave playing in the background while you do your work. It's pure fantasy anime, yet it fails to deliver. The goals of the characters are not too well defined. At times it felt like, why am I even watching this? And half of the time I did not know what was going on. I'm putting this in D tier. I think that's the fair enough place for that. Let me see if my views change by the end of this season. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is My Boss is Goofy. Now, this is the most wholesome anime this season. That, at least that I can say. After watching the first episode, I felt warm in my heart. Let's have a look. This is a fresh new take in anime. There are plenty of office anime which have been released, but this one feels a bit different than the other animes that I have seen. The anime opens up straight to the point, straight to the purpose of the anime. He hated his whole boss, so he joined his new company, only to find his new boss is goofy. The goofiness they portrayed in the first half of the episode sets the tone for the show. Sometimes it felt a bit forced, but the second half draws you into the show. I lost track of time when I saw the second half. Mainly, I think the story was relatable, and the small cute things his boss did makes you wish, gosh, if I had a boss like that. It is like an in-between anime, where most part you need focus, and for the rest you can just leave it playing in the background. I'm going to put this in C tier for now. It is not that good or it is not that bad. It's somewhere in the middle. It might be B tier anime or it might be C tier anime, but for now it's a C tier anime in my perspective, so that is where it's going to go. Next one is Shangri Frontier. The less I said about this anime is better, because this is not an isekai. This is the proper isekai done right, I can say. So let's have a look. I am planning on making a separate video for this anime. Back when I saw Sword Art Online for the first time, something in me clicked. I felt a surge of dopamine. I had a similar effect when I saw this anime. The way they tell the story, the camera angles, they are amazing. The visuals are crisp and stunning. Overall, an anime worth watching. I am putting this in S tier anime for now. Let's move on with the next one, which is Shy. Now, when I first saw the anime for the first episode, I was like, My Hero Academia ripoff? But no, it was not. It had amazing first 3 episodes, so let's just have a look. Within the first few minutes of the show, it sets up the mood for it. We have a hero named Shy, who in reality is also shy, but super powerful. During her tour, she encounters an incident where she could not save one person. Don't worry, that person is not dead. At first you will think that this is kind of a childish show, but as you go through the episodes, it gets dark and has a powerful message in each episode that you can adapt in your own life. Overall, an anime which has a lot of potential to become great, only the rest of the episodes can tell. I'm putting this in A tier for now. We'll see at the end of the season where will this go. We will move on to the next one, which is Frieren's Beyond Journey's End. Now, this anime is freaking amazing. Now, if you want to change your perspective on life, just watch this anime. And I have made a video about this. I'll link it down in the description, or after this video you can give it a watch, but I highly recommend giving it a watch. It is just 5 to 6 minutes of how good the Frieren anime is. So I'm not going to talk about it here and straightly putting it into the S tier, the God tier anime. Now this anime is kind of annoying. My daughter left the nest and returned a nest rank adventurer. I get it that the protagonist likes her father a lot, but bringing it every 2 minutes of the anime, it's kind of annoying. Let's just have a look. The pacing of this anime is not that great. Too much focused on the element of father, as I said. Every 2 or 3 minutes, the word father is uttered. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it felt annoying at the end. It is a pure fantasy. It had a lot of potential to become great. The story was good, but somewhere it lacked something. Over the course of 3 episodes that I saw, the story did not progress at all. Overall, it's a bit interesting and a lot boring. This is a D tier anime, and let's see if my perspective of this changes by the end of this season, but right now it's D tier. Let's move on to the next one, which is the vrmmo. I forgot the entire name. I will put it up on the screen somewhere around here, but this is not an isekai. It has an isekai setting, but it is not exactly an isekai. Let's have a look. As I said, a typical isekai setting anime, but not exactly isekai. Shows a very relatable working 9-to-5 guy who plays a video game after work. If you ask me, they did a very good job in establishing the world. The story and the characters are good, not exactly great. We don't have a goal which will be set in the first 3 episodes, so I'm not sure what I should look forward for in the anime. It didn't make me crave for more, which indicates that this is a casual anime which you watch while you do your work. It is not too serious that you need all the focus on it. Again, this is a C tier anime. Let's move on to the next one, Berserk of Gluttony. Now this is a pure fantasy anime. If you are hooked on to want a pure fantasy kind of a style, this is the anime that you want to look at. So let's have a look. I really like the power system in this anime. The world is awfully similar to dozens of anime which we have seen. The protagonist is interesting. He has a power of gluttony which got activated when he killed a thief. This power craves for soap. If he doesn't feed it, he might die of starvation, or he might lose his mind and kill everyone. I like that he is not too overpowered and has to conceal his identity. Speaking of identity, he has another power called telepathy, which allows him to hear thoughts of objects or person he comes in contact. He started to talk with his sword, which reminded me of the anime reincarnated as a sword. Overall, a binge-worthy anime. It's not too great or not too bad for a fantasy. It is just right. I'm going to put this in C tier. Let's see if my perspective changes later on in the season. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. Now, this is not an isekai. It's a reincarnation. Might be the new trend that is going to come up soon in anime, but it's a reincarnation with harem. So let's have a look. Well, to sum up this anime in one sentence, two damn cute girls falling into an harem of a child who is a reincarnation of a demon lord. Does that make any sense? It should not actually. Animation is too good. There are a lot of edgy stuff. I mean, like, the girl is turned into a vampire and she's like, okay, and moves on with her life. There are a lot of plot holes, but if you are going to watch this, it would be because of two damn cute girls. I'm putting this in C tier. Let's see if my perspective changes on this in later in the season. Moving on to the next one. I was very skeptical of this anime and very eager to watch. It did not fail to deliver. So let's just have a look. The first episode was fast paced with fast cuts every now and then, breaking the fourth wall and going beyond. My dude Ajio is living every man's fantasy. I liked three girls who were introduced in the first three episodes. One is a tsundere, she is amazing. Second is a pink-haired girl who is bubbly and super kind and super understanding. The last one is a modern version of Komisa who uses novel to communicate. At times it felt like cringe. Overall, it's hilarious and entertaining to watch. There was another anime called Girlfriend which has a similar premise, but that did not interest me as much as this one did. I have lots of hope that the remaining episodes will be amazing and I'm planning to pick up the manga after the anime ends. I'm going to be putting this in A tier. Let's see if my perspective changes by the end of this season. It might go down. I don't think it will go any higher up, but A tier it is for now. Moving on with the next anime. Now, this is a story of a supernatural girl who claims to be, who is a self-proclaimed alien. So let's just have a look. For the most part of this anime's first episode, I was all kinds of confused. I'm like, who the heck is this girl? Is she really an alien? Okay, she has the power of telepathy, but is she really an alien? And at the end, they show another girl. Wait, is she an alien too? All kinds of confused. But overall, a cute anime series to watch when you want something laid back. I'm going to put this in B tier for now. Let's see if my perspective changes later on this season. Let's move on to the next one, The Kingdom of Ruin. Now, this is a definition of the statement, villains are not born, they are made. Oh boy, how brutal the first episode was. And there are a lot of gore scenes later in the anime is what I have heard. Let's just have a look. As I said, this is the most gruesome anime this season. The world building is completely different. We have witches and humans who coexisted for a long time. But due to advancement in science, humans started to despise and loathe witches and started to harass and kill them in public. This felt like the French Revolution while I was watching it. We have Adenos, who is a human raised by a witch named Chloe, who he sees being killed in front of his face in most inhumanly possible. They say right, villains are not born, they are made. Well, this is a perfect definition of that. Overall, an anime everyone should watch, but then again, it is dark, psychologically gruesome, and I am not recommending this for anyone who is lighthearted. Based on the story alone, this anime is an A tier, so I will be putting this in A tier. Let's see if my perspective changes later on in the season. So let's go move on with the next one, our dating story. Now, this anime's first episode premise was like, let's drop the dating norm and let's straight get to sex. Well, this anime is wholesome. It's kind of an healing process for the girl. So let's just have a look. This anime has a decent first episode. We get to know that the girl Shirakawa was taken advantage by her ex-boyfriends due to how easygoing she was. Boys always think about sex. Well, that is not true, but it is one of the things that we think of. There are boys who just really want a relationship like a true companion rather than just someone who can sleep with them. And our protagonist Ryotaro is just that. He's a man. But yeah, at the end they show him regretting not getting laid. Well, I think most, if not 99% of the boys will regret. The way she smiled at every time in this first episode was just heartwarming. After watching 3 episodes, without you knowing, you start to root for them. You want them to have a happy ending. It's really wholesome in that aspect. And if you look at it in a third person's perspective, this feels like a dating playbook or a handbook. In every stage, you feel like you need to write down and take notes. At the end of each episode, it makes you want to crave for more. A very decent anime that I'm interested to see where it will head to. I'm going to put this in B tier for now. Let's see if my perspective changes later on this season. Moving on to the next anime, The Protocol Rain. Now, this anime had so much potential to be super good, but the first few seconds or for the first few minutes of the anime, it just ruined everything. Let's just have a look as to why. The anime opens up with a crappy 3D CGI game-like setting. I mean, I don't blame them for using 3D CGI for the game, but it sucks to see that when the 2D animation is that good. If only the game was 2D animated, it would have been good, I think. The characters as well, they are okay-ish. They are not super good. The story is not that good. I mean, we have a Heat Sports manager who lost his best player, which made other players to not play under him as well. The first thought this manager gets is, alright boys, you seem to be good with games. Why don't you play games for the team. I mean, come on, I get that this is an anime, but still. Overall, I couldn't watch beyond 2 episodes, but let's see if that changes when I give it some more episodes ago. I'm going to be putting this in D tier just because of that. If it was animated in a normal 2D style, most probably it would have gained much more popularity because this had the potential to go viral. Okay, the next one is The Girl Under a God Dog. I'm not going to talk about this anime. It was straight up bad and it deserves to be in D position. So D tier it is. Let's move on to the next one, which is Goodnight World. Now, this anime was released on Netflix and many people did not hear about it, but my god, this anime is good. Let's just have a look. This might be the most underrated anime this season. The setup is simple. We have a game named Planet and there is a group of 4 people who consider themselves as Akabane family, but none of them know about their personal lives and continue to play the game. In real world, they are all members of a single household. To top it all off, their dad created the game. Overall, a good story to follow along as the characters are not too over dramatic and the setting and the animation style is very good. I'm putting this in A tier for now. We'll see at the end of the season where will this go. So yeah, that was the tier list of the first 3 episodes of anime. Now, which positions will change, which not will change, it will all depend on the rest of the 9 episodes that are pending, or maybe more episodes each individual anime might have. So by the end of this season, I'm going to make another tier list comparing with the ones that I have made right now, and let me see if any movement is there in the anime. And if you have not seen my video on anime calendar that I have made a month back, I highly recommend it. I'm going to make this every season, which would be super helpful. You can download the anime calendar there, which you can take a printout of. And as always, click on that subscribe button. I guess I'm not sure where it is placed right now, but click on that so to get transported into another world. Bye.